Uh, Hello, good morning, ma'am. This is Balwinder here.
Good morning, ma'am. Very good morning, ma'am.
How are you, ma'am?
So
Shall we
we will
start?
be beginning now. Yes, ma'am. Shall we start now?
Yes, ma'am.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Swati V. Chaudhary, the President of Synapse, Department of Zoology, Miranda House, University of Delhi, wholeheartedly take the privilege to welcome Synapse staff advisors Dr. Nisha Vashisht ma'am and Dr. Yasha Yadav ma'am, event coordinator Dr. Jyoti Arora ma'am, and other faculty members and students of the department to this virtual tour of Aravalli Biodiversity Park. I would also like to welcome Honorable Guest Speaker Ms. Balwinder Kaur Ma'am, Nature Education Officer, Aravalli Biodiversity Park. Before we begin with the virtual tour, I would like to share about Aravalli Biodiversity Park. The Aravalli is one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, are considered the green lungs of Delhi NCR, a crucial water recharge zone for the region. The Aravalli Biodiversity Park was declared India's first OECM, other effective area-based conservation measures site on the occasion of World Wetlands Day 2022. The OECM tag is given by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, to the areas that are not protected but support rich biodiversity. Aravalli Biodiversity Park in Gurugram has been notified as to the first OECM site in the country, and it's a matter of pride. The OECM tag does not bring any legal, financial, or management implications, but designates the area as a biodiversity hotspot on the international map. It is spread across 390 acres and has
Excuse
semi-arid
me, excuse
vegetation.
me, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. This
Yes,
park
ma'am.
is not in Gurgaon. This park is in Vasant Vihar and it is 692 acre.
Okay.
It is
Sorry,
in
ma'am.
Delhi.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. The park was transformed into a city forest from a 40-year-old mining site through the efforts of citizens, ecologists, and scientists, along with the help of the local bodies. Are you speaking something, ma'am?
No, no, no.
Okay. The work started back in the year 2010 when a citizens group called I Am Gurgaon wanted to save the Aravallis, which is in the Gurgaon. And now, without any further ado, I would like to request Ms. Balwinder Kaur ma'am to please take over from here. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can start now.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sharing the screen.
Sure, ma'am.
I think you are the main presenter.
No, ma'am, I have made you the co-host, so that
Okay,
will allow you to present your screen as well.
okay. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. It's loading. It will come shortly. Yes, ma'am. We can see. We can see your screen.
So, welcome to all of you at Aravalli Biodiversity Park. It was started in 2004 and its foundation stone was laid by Honorable Deputy Prime Minister Shri Lal Krishna Advani ji. Actually, this land belongs to DDA and the staff whosoever is working over here is from University of Delhi. And this land is 692 acres. When this area was given to us, you can see how it was. It was all barren with scanty population of weeds. You can see the weeds over here and you can see the area. It was all degraded area. Aravalli Hill Range, as you already aware, is one of the oldest mountain range of India, and a younger one is Himalayas. It is approximately 692 km. It starts from Pavagadh, Gujarat, passing through Rajasthan, Haryana. It ends up at Delhi. Now, we will talk about biodiversity. The word bio means life, diversity means variety, means assemblage of flora and fauna is called as biodiversity. We are developing 7 biodiversity parks in Delhi, you can see on the screen, and comprising approximately 2,500 acres of land. Now we will talk about Aravalli Biodiversity Park. It is approximately 692 acres. This park is having two zones. One is the educational zone, which is toward Vasant Vihar, and it starts from Purvi Margate. Another one is the Vasant Kund side. Here we have visitor zone. You can see the entrance point is from here. Now you can see how this area was when it was given to us. It was barren, it was degraded area, it was rocky area. Actually, mining was going on prior to 1986, and this whole this ups and downs that you can see, this all is because of mining. Various minerals like mica, quartz, china clay, and Badarpur sand were extracted from these areas. Now the question arises why we need biodiversity. Aravalli is one of the oldest mountain range of India. The aim of park is to bring back the past glory, to maintain the ecological balance, and to lower down the pollution level of Delhi. For that, what we need more and more plants, and this criteria is fulfilled by Aravalli Biodiversity Park. Now you can see in 2009 how it was looking. This is a visitor zone actually, which is toward Vasant Kund side. You can see, but you all will get confused by seeing these lands. You will consider this as a forest, but no, these all were the non-native species. And now you can see the change, how it was and how it is now. These all the plants that you can see, this forest look that you can see, this all the species, they are native ones. And what we are doing, we are going to different areas of Aravalli. We are going to Pavagadh, Gujarat, Haryana, Rajasthan, Delhi. We are going to forest areas, collect seeds. In the park, we have to plant nursery. Where do we germinate those seeds? And the saplings, whatever comes out, we do plant to those saplings in monsoon season, and you can see the change. You can see the effort of team of Aravalli. This is a main trail, which is connecting educational zone to the visitor zone, and it is approximately 2.5 kilometers. Now we will start our journey. Let's move inside. This is the visitor zone. Slowly and slowly we are entering. This is a main circle. Here we have planted various ornamental plant species. This area not only attracts to birds and animals, but to human beings also. Daily thousands of visitors are visiting to this place. This area gives the aesthetic look. Different varieties of roses we have planted over here. This is Diprostachys plant that gives maximum honey to honeybees. This one is Tecoma stance. Now you can see different varieties of bougainvilleas. It beautifies the area. This is a main trail which is connecting Vasant Vihar to Vasant Kund, means visitor zone to the educational zone. Now you can see the rosarium. These rose varieties we have planted at main circle. Approximate 30 varieties we have planted. The word rosarium means rose garden. Roses are used for making medicines, cosmetics, and in aromatherapy. Now we'll talk about bougainvillarium. We have planted approximately 40 different varieties of bougainvilleas. Bougainvilleas are the exotic ornamental bushes. This plant is a symbol of peace, and they are used as anti-cancer, anti-diabetes, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and anti-ulcer. Some people, what they do, they drink juice of this plant, and some people, they use this plant for home decoration. Approximately 18 different species of succulent plants we have planted at the main circle that gives the aesthetic look. This is Euphorbia turkleyi, Euphorbia royalina, Agave americana. The word succulent comes from the Latin word succus, which means sap or juice. Now, let's move to Succulent Species Conservatory, to our visitor zone. We are developing this conservatory. This is your Euphorbia turtuli, Euphorbia royalina, Opuntia species. You can find this plant anywhere on the earth except at Antarctica. These plants have swollen and fleshy appearance. They store water in their roots, stem, and leaves. We also call them drought-resistant plants. These plants, they purify the air, add fresh oxygen to the environment, enhance memory, and increase the pain tolerance power. Within 2 or 3 years, this area will be fully functional. Now, let's move toward pollinator conservatory that we are developing toward visitor zone. The word pollinator means an animal that helps the plants to make fruit or seeds. It could be bees, wasps, butterflies, beetle, or bird. Our breakfast, lunch, and dinner depends on them because they do pollination. And if they stop their work, then we will not have anything to eat. So what we should do, we should protect the nature and its components from being degraded. These are the different pollinators that you can see on the screen that helps in pollination. But due to overuse of pesticides, their number is declining day by day. And if this will continue, then that day is no far when we will not get anything to eat. There will be scarcity of food. 85 to 87% of the food that we eat is because of pollination which is done by insects. If there is no insect diversity, 13 to 15% food we have to share, which is not possible. Now let's move to a showcase of Aravalli forest communities. You can see very large size trees. Prior to this, it was barren. This is Mitragaina or Kadam. This plant is related to Lord Krishna. This one is Dhak. There is one slogan, Dhake Teen Paat, means every branch has 3 leaves. This plant is also called as flame of the forest. This is Amla, Kalanthus amlica, rich source of vitamin C. Kullu, Sterculia urens. These all the plants that you can see, they are approximately 10-year-old plants. Prior to this, it was all barren. Now you can see the height. These are the 13 different dominant communities that we are developing to a visitor zone. They belongs to Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Gujarat. Now, you can see the main nature trail, which is approximately 2.5 kilometers. Previously, how it was and how it is now. But now it is fully functional. You can see the weeds, you can see the path, you can see the surrounding, and now you can see the leaves. Now we will talk about monoculture of Prosopis cichuliflora. See, a mining pit. As we already discussed, mining was going on in this area prior to 86. But during that time, they dug many pits, and now you will find more than 150 pits in this area. Besides mining, another thing that infested this area is this Prosopis cichuliflora, this plant, which is also called as Vilaiti creeper. It was planted by Britishers actually. What they did, they destroyed, they damaged, they cut the local plants of Aravalli Hill Range. And after that, when they realized their mistake, then they thought that we have to plant one tree which will be similar to that of Aravalli Hill Range. So they found out this plant which looks similar to our local species. They took it from Mexico. It's a plant of marshy land. and they spread the seeds of this plant aerially. No doubt, forests grow very fastly because it's a very fast growing species. But this plant, as we already discussed, is a plant of marshy land. It declines the groundwater table because it needs lots of water. This plant causes asthma problem. No native faunal species prefer to make nest on this tree except squirrels, but that number is also very less. This plant makes the soil acidic. So this plant is having only and only disadvantages. So in local language, what we are calling to another name of this plant is uh, devilry. So what we are doing before plantation, we have to do many works. We have to clean the area by pruning its branches, by dumping its pods, by de-weeding. You can see how gardeners are working over it. Then after, we have to decide the plant communities. The plant communities we decide according to the look of the area, whether it's a slope, it's a deep pit, or it's a mining land. On the basis of that only, we decide the plant community. After cleaning and deciding the plant species, pits digging work gets started both on the slope areas as well as on the flat lands. You can see pits. After digging pits, our gardener makes the cow manure. You can see gardeners. This is cow manure and they are ready to mix in these pits. The most important thing I want to share with you all that we are not using any chemical fertilizer because it's enemy of biodiversity and this will kill maximum plant. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. During monsoon season, we start our plantation work at Aravalli Park. And each year, we used to plant many thousand species. After the plantation work is over, immediately next most important work gets starts. That is fencing to these baby plants. You can see the baby plants. They need protection. Protection from whom? Protection from blue bull, from porcupine, and from peacocks. Now, let's move to a dry deciduous forest. Let's get inside. Can you imagine a place like Aravalli Biodiversity Park in Delhi? Nature itself is beautiful. It does not need any makeup or cosmetics. Sound of wind, call of birds add more charm to the nature truly. The sound of one insect is coming out. We will discuss about it later on. When you are inside the forest, if you are quiet, there are chances that you will encounter with so many species. Could be snakes, could be animal or birds. So let's see to whom we are going to meet today. Can you see this? It's a rock python. It is approximately 10 feet long. It's a non-venomous species. They are strictly carnivorous, feed on mammals, birds and reptiles, but their major preference is mammals only. After a heavy meal, an individual may fast for weeks. The longest recorded duration being 2 years. A python can swallow a prey bigger than its diameter. You can see it is hiding itself from we all. Slowly and slowly it will move and will go to other end. Our another encounter with garden lizard. It is eating a flower which is yellow colored. Prior to this, it was eating a butterfly which was also yellow colored. The name of that butterfly is yellow pansy butterfly. And now it is confused. But whenever it will realize that this is not butterfly, this is something else. So what it will do, it will release the flower. Our another encounter with jackal. They are actually medium-sized omnivorous mammals. You can see how they are enjoying on the trail. They are in the forest and they are happy that nobody is around. our another encounter with the red sand boa, which is also called as Indian sand boa or John sand boa. They prefer loose sand or sandy soil. इन हिंदी वी कॉल इट एज दो मुहा सांप. शायद आप में से कुछ बच्चों ने सुना होगा कि एक सांप को हम दो मुहा बोलते हैं. See this and this point. There are myths that it is a double-headed snake. It brings good luck. It cures AIDS. And on the basis of such beliefs, some people, what they are doing, they are killing this snake. And now it has become an illegal trade in India. And this snake is non-venomous. Now, let's move toward other end of the park. We are going inside the rangeland, which is also called as grassland. You can see the termite mound over here, which is called as Dimaka Ghar. This is termite mound. Termites are the social insects. They live in colony. Here you will see butterflies enjoying inside the area. You can see many butterflies. It is approximately 25 acres of land. Here you will see large trees, small trees, herbs, shrubs, climbers, creepers, and grasses. The name of this area is rangeland or grassland. Means area containing different grass species. And when you are inside, there are many chances that you could find reptiles, any mammal, any bird. Let's see how mammals are enjoying in the rangeland. It's a blue bull. Actually, it's a baby blue bull which is swallowing its food. Blue bull is also called as nilgai and is the largest antelope in India. Antelope means an animal with horns, long and thin legs that can run very fast. They prefer to mark their territory by defecating at the same point. If another blue bull tries to enter to that area, then definitely there will be fight between both the groups. It's a painted grasshopper, which is also called as arc grasshopper, belongs to Indian subcontinent, and it is a colored one. They feed on Calotropis gigantea plant. In Hindi, we call that plant arc or akra. After slight pinching from here, what it will do, it will secrete a secretion from here towards a person who is irritating to this insect. Now, let's move toward Sterculia dominated forest area. It belongs to Malvaceae family. Locally, we call this as Kullu forest. During famine, tribals prefer to eat roots and seeds of this plant. During summer season and winter season, plants appear like this, but in monsoon, the whole scenario is changed. You can feel the change. Larvae of various butterflies, insects, and moths, they feed on leaves of this plant. Let's move toward nature education zone. Prior to 2004, it was an abandoned building. Students from various schools and colleges visit to this place for nature education. You can see the abandoned building, and now it is our nature education zone. All the plants that you can see around this are native species and are planted by the team of Aravalli. This is a main trail. This area is actually educational zone. Now let's move for campsite. Prior to pandemic, we had daily day visits. Aravalli Park is the only place where we had nature camp facility that is for school students only, which is a 1 night 2 days program, where students used to learn different things like life away from light, away from crowd, nights without light. They learn about birds and animals through their call to other indirect signs and many more things that brings them more and more close to the nature. Let's move inside the campsite. Daily, we had day visits in this area, but now you can see it's all empty. That's because of pandemic, you all are aware of. During nature camp, students perform different activities, like they learn about birds and animals through indirect science, clay modeling, campfire, bird watching, animal sighting, quiz competition, painting competition. They learn about different techniques of nursery. Now let's move to a medicinal conservatory. All the plants that you can see on the board are present in the conservatory. We have planted over there. Because of overexploitation of various medicinal plants from Aravalli, it leads to extinction of many species. Aravalli Biodiversity Park is not only preserving but multiplying the threatened ones. We have approximately 150 species of medicine plants in the conservatory. You can see the conservatory, how it is looking. Now we will learn about few of the medicinal plants. This is Nirgundi or Vitex nigundo, used to cure sinus disease and in aromatherapy. Kamni Muraya paniculata cures skin disease. Camphor cinnamon camphora cures heart disease and respiratory tract. Mahua cure cold cough and fever, Madhuka indica. Adansonia digitata or kalpvriksha. There is a myth that this plant fulfills wishes of everybody. It is an anti-inflammatory plant and people used to pray this plant. This is Salice or Boswellia serrata, cures arthritis and osteoarthritis. Google Commiphora vitae, cure hair fall disease. This is the same plant that we use in Dhoop Agarbatti. Dhak, Butea monosperma, cures ulcer disease. It is also called as flame of the forest, and herbal holy colors are prepared from this plant. Anar punica granatum, this source of vitamin A, good for eyes and skin. Miswak Salvadora persica, cures toothache disease. Good marks Gymnema sylvestre, control diabetes. Sarpagandha, Ravolfia tetraphylla, cures blood pressure. These all the medicinal plants you will find in the conservatory, and it is not possible to find them in your local nurseries, except tulsi. Now, let's get inside the butterfly conservatory. As you all are already aware, butterflies are the beautiful creatures on the earth. You can find them anywhere on the earth except at Antarctica. These butterflies you will find in the conservatory. They have 4-stage life cycle: egg, larva, pupa, and adult butterfly. Here we have planted both flowering as well as leafy plants. Flowering plants provide nectar to adult butterfly, and leafy plants provide food to larvae or caterpillars. Each butterfly lays eggs on specific plant where do its babies feed, and that plant is called as host plant of that very particular butterfly. If that plant is missing, means there is no chance to get that butterfly in that area. Butterflies, they do camouflage, they do mimicry. Why they do so? To protect themselves from the predators. Who are the predators? Birds, animals, reptiles. You can see butterflies, how they are enjoying in the conservatory. These are plain tiger butterflies and they are unpalatable. They feed on Calotropis gigantea or Calotropis procera plant. The taste of that plant is not good. So during caterpillar stage, when its baby fed on that, the same taste is present in their body. So no predator prefers to eat this butterfly. Now we will learn about life cycle of butterfly. First one is the egg. Inside the egg, larva formation will get start. And after completion, it will break the shell and will ooze out. After oozing out, it needs energy. So what it will do, it will eat the eggshell, which contains calcium that provides energy to it. Then it will go to the branch of the plant and will eat the leaves voraciously. After that, molting period will get start. After few moles, it has to enter the third phase, which is pupa. You can see the changes. It will eat leaves to get more and more energy. Now it is ready to enter the third phase, which is motionless phase, that is pupa. You can see it is secreting a secretion through its mouth and will cover its body. You can see the changes, how it is covering itself. Pupa formation is about to start. And is done. Now inside the pupa, adult butterfly's body formation will start, and after completion, it will break the shell to lose out. You can see how it is coming out after breaking the shell. After oozing out, it will dry its wings. And now it is ready to move. This is all about life cycle of butterfly. You can identify butterflies by seeing them, by seeing their caterpillars or pupas. This is an emigrant butterfly. You can see sucking the flower nectar. A house crow is chirping at the back. Everybody is busy in nature. When this area was given to us in 2004, you can see we had only 10 to 15 species of butterflies, but now we have record of more than 100 species. A few of them you can see on the screen. Now we are leaving the conservatory. We are going toward other end. Let's see where we are moving now. We have entered to corridor forest. Here we have planted various species like Acacia nilotica, Holopelia, and many more. Can you imagine you are inside the forest? When you are inside the forest, it is not possible that you will find each and every species of fauna. So there are some indirect signs through which you can find out which animal or bird is present in which area, like their call, their feathers, their pug marks, their nest, their excreta. This is dropping of blue bull. As we already discussed, they continually defecate at one point to mark their territory. Presence of this dropping means blue bull are present in this area. These all the plant species that you can see belongs to Aravalli Hill Range. This is a viewpoint. The periphery of this this area is approximately 14 kilometers. Various minerals like mica, quartz, china clay, and butterpur were extracted from these areas. Mica used in electricity appliances, quartz in watches, china clay for making crockery, and butterpur sand for construction purpose. Let's move to our orchid conservatory. We had more than 150 mining pits, out of which one is converted to orchid conservatory. You will find these orchids over here. They bloom on different seasons. And we had bat conservatory too, where you will see insect eating and fruit eating bats. As we discussed, it's a mining pit which is converted to orchidarium, so we have to move down. Prior to this, it was all barren. Orchids need less temperature and more humidity. For that, what we are doing, we have planted a large trees and small trees, herbs, shrubs around it, climbers even, to maintain the humidity. We have created small ponds to maintain the moisture. Orchids are epiphytic plants, means the plant that grows on other plants. You can see the mining pit, which is converted to orchid conservatory. You can see the pond over here. You can see the sprinklers that maintains the humidity and how gardeners are working over here to maintain the temperature. This is foxtail orchid. There are approximately 17,000 species of orchids in the world, of which 1141 belongs to India and 30 to Aravalli. These orchids you will find in the conservatory. You can find orchids anywhere on the earth except at Antarctica. We have another mining pit which is converted to fern conservatory. Presence of ferns in any area is an indication of healthy ecosystem. They also need less temperature and more humidity. They are the most primitive plants. They are the non-flowering plants actually. You can see how gardeners are maintaining the temperature. And again, it's a mining pit. Fern is a symbol of New Zealand cricket team. In 18th century, people had craze to collect the ferns, and for that they used to travel many 100-kilometer areas. Dinosaurs prefers to eat this plant. Dinosaurs are not present, but ferns are still here. These ferns you will find in the conservatory. Presence of ferns in any area is an indication the pollution level is either it is less or there is no pollution in that area. For the visit, we were listening the sound of one insect which is called as cicada. You can see the insect. It is very difficult to capture the photos or videos of this insect. You can see how it is camouflaging to protect itself from the predators. When this area was given to us, as we already discussed, it was all barren, and that time we surveyed about different bird species. We had only 20 to 25 species of birds, but now we have record of more than 200 species, including your urban or residential birds, summer migratory, winter migratory, passage migratory, and vagrant. Achievement of Aravalli Biodiversity Park. Prior to its development, there was no sighting of pitta and this pied hornbill. But after development, we found Indian pitta after 70 years in Delhi and oriental pied hornbill after 40 years in Delhi. And now it has become home for these rare bird species. You can see this black eagle, Eurasian eagle owl, orange-headed thrush, crested serpent eagle, Indian pitta, and white-caped bunting. Everybody can identify this bird, I think. This is house sparrow. And state bird of Delhi is house sparrow, but it is very difficult to find this bird in Delhi. This is because of loss of their habitat. But whenever you will visit to Aravalli Park, I hope the pandemic will be over very soon and you all will come along with your teachers and you can enjoy this place. We had developed a house sparrow conservatory inside the park, and you can see sparrows, how they are surviving. They are enjoying the area. They are feeding. In future, their number will be more. Whenever you will visit, you will find so many insects over here. A few of them you can see on the screen. We have 25 reptile species, and in case of snakes, we have both venomous as well as non-venomous one. In venomous, we have common crate, saw-scaled viper, and Indian cobra. You can see the wild flowers, and they are equally beautiful, like ornamental flowers. If you want to enjoy these flowers, you have to visit the park during monsoon season. You can see how beautiful they are. Now we will see the changes prior to 2004, how this area was looking when it was given to us, and how we have changed this whole scenario. You can see the change, you can see the efforts. You can see how a mining pit is converted to full-fledged valley. The corridor forest is converted to full-fledged forest, functional forest. Nobody was visiting to this area. Nobody was entering to this trail. Now you can see both birds and human beings, they are enjoying the common trail. You can see how barren land is restored and converted to scrub forest. How degraded land is converted to dry deciduous forest community. You can see the change. Students from various schools and colleges used to visit this place for nature education. For college students, we have day visits, and for school students, we have day visits as well as nature camp facility. The best time for nature camp is October to Feb. We do plantation in monsoon season, and during that time, we involve some local people, VIPs, students from various schools, colleges, and universities. Now we will watch movie of this park. It took 7 years to make this movie, and it is approximately 11 minutes. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Okay, beta. I have to do voiceover. In some of the platforms, actually, the sound is not coming. Morning in Delhi cannot be so beautiful and pleasant other than in the Aravalli Biodiversity Park. Sighting of beautiful birds, listening to their sweet calls, watching their unknown activities makes this place a heaven, a must visit. Our day starts here with a triumphing call of peacock, chirping munias, calling cuckoos and quails, roaming jackals searching for food. Inside the forest, in the Aravalli Biodiversity Park, every creature is playing its own role to maintain balance in nature. By being unaware of the outer world. Peafowls are the national birds, is an integral part of the biodiversity park. He starts his day researching and feeding on a variety of insects and seeds, which are available in plenty. Territorial fighting, which is a very common phenomenon in animals to show strength and dominance, but a rare activity to sight and watch in peacocks. This fight can become highly aggressive and can end up hurting one of the peacock fighters. After the removal of niche tree, the flowers of planted and wild-native plant species in the park are spreading their beauty and breaking the myth that only exotic ornamental flowers can be beautiful. Vetiver, mimosa, Erythrina indica, Bahunium, different native climbers, beautiful orchids, can all give tough competition to exotic ones. Besides spreading their beauty, they are playing their vital role by providing oxygen, food, cover to other living beings. From outside, the forest is looking silent, but a lot of activities are going on inside, which we are unaware of. Ants, beetles are busy in their own world. They don't depend on us to get their food. Concealed nesting is also going on inside the forest. It happens only when favorable conditions are met. There is a check on everything. Reptiles, don't be scared by them. They are very good friends and helps in maintaining the ecosystem. Only 5% snakes are venomous in India. The apathy for wild animals, especially reptiles and laypersons, is reasonable, as they have incomplete or incorrect information on them. Snakes feed on small animals and keep a check on their population. Small snakes, such as wolf snakes and ribbon snakes, are mainly lizard eaters. Red sand boa is a slow-moving, ground-dwelling species. Most snakes are land dwellers, but the royal rat snake is a good climber. Few venomous snakes, cobra, saw-scale viper, are also busy in searching for their food in the park. Monitor lizard consumes eggs of birds and reptiles. In our overpopulated city and NCR, these species are surviving in Aravalli Biodiversity Park because they have security of food and shelter here. During midday, butterflies can be seen around in the butterfly conservatory. Sucking mineral salts or mud puddling mostly occurs on wet soil or sand. It is almost exclusively a male-dominant activity. Tiger butterflies are the monarch, as they can be seen throughout the year and in good number. The green forest appears to be a green oasis amidst the desert of concrete jungle of Vasant Vihar and Vasant Kunj. Turtles and bluebirds can be spotted loitering in the dense undergrowth. Activities are somewhat different and more near wetland and water bodies, and Ugamandich has been transformed into a wetland. It is now fulfilling the needs of every animal. They flock to the area to not just water, but also to optimally utilize the opportunity to show their hunting skills. Wetlands support a vast number of plant and animal species adapted to live in a salty and oxygen-poor environment year-round, as well as some wildlife species that spend part of the time there seeking food, water, cover, or places to raise their young. White-throated kingfisher is sitting on a tree nearby, with its eyes focused on water. A school of fish is passing under the water. Kingfisher flies and dives like an arrow, but catches the frog. It feeds on variety of food and carries for its chicks also. Rock besides the wetland, providing excellent place for cormorant to dry its veins. One only needs a little time and patience to witness nature at its best. A drongo feeding its chicks in the nest. A toucan is fighting with the snake for its own existence. A grey mongoose is busy in digging out food. Female sunbirds feeding its chicks. Now it's the male's turn. Evening time starts with the roosting activities of peafowl, birds returning towards their nest and chirping the goodbye to the day. Slowly, night grows. It is refreshing after a long hot day. A new amazing nightlife starts in the Aravalli Biodiversity Park. Enchanting elusive eyes welcome you at night. Bluebull, it freezes on seeing a stranger. A shy Eurasian eagle owl only comes out during night for feeding purposes. It can kill up to 10 to 15 small animals by night. Picnic is rarely seen in the day, but highly active during the night. Indian brown hare is busy with feeding and galloping in the grassland of the park. The most mysterious animals, porcupine, searches for its food at night and also digs favorite planted saplings inside the park. They feed on bones also, as they require calcium for their quills. These quills are the defensive organs for them, and contrary to belief, porcupines do not shoot their quills towards their enemy. Nocturnal life of some exclusive reclusive animals is a strategy to avoid the disturbance of the day. Even some diurnal animals change their behavior due to disturbance and become more nocturnal. A new day starts with a new hope of the arrival of new species in the Aravalli Biodiversity Park. The sensible and responsible management of this biodiversity park will make an ultimate sanctuary for its occupants. Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
after visit we need your feedback, ma'am, on the same email ID where you booked the date.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Thank you everybody.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time with us here today and for this magnificent and beautiful virtual tour of the Aravalli Biodiversity Park. I personally felt very close to nature, and it is amazing that how we can have look at this huge biodiversity from the comfort of our homes. I enjoyed it a lot, ma'am, and I'm sure so did our participants. Thank you so much once again. I would now like to request Dr. Nisha Vashish, ma'am, to please come forward and say a few words. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Swati. And I must thank Dr. Balvinder Kaur for this visual treat. Nothing could be as refreshing, as inspiring, that too early in the morning. this virtual tour which has made us to go through. Thank you so much, Balvinder ji.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Further, I would like to, you have shown us very beautifully the transition from barren land to this beautiful biodiversity park. But I would also like if you could, apprise the students of some of the challenges which you must have felt, undergone while this transition, for this transition, and certain steps, certain measures which you had taken, to convert this beautiful biodiversity park. And we would look forward, to revisit your place. It's a, everyday affair, every year affair with us. And I'm sure this February we are opening on 17th of February, and the students would love to visit this park physically.
Yes,
So
ma'am. For that, again, you have to book the date, and we will see how we can manage. And
yeah, definitely.
even we are eagerly waiting that you all will come.
Yeah, two things which I would like to ask. One is the challenges, so that students should understand that it's not a magic. That takes a lot of toll, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, also, okay, first you answer on that, and then I'll just pose up my second question to you. It's not a
Ma'am,
question, it would be the observation which you should be sharing with the students, that during the pandemic time, when for almost 2 years, no visitors, so did it change? Maybe you must have observed some more animals or some more birds in that area, or what kind of changes did you observe during this pandemic time?
of course, the number is more because
Yeah.
there is no disturbance. And
And some kind of behavioral changes if you could observe during this pandemic time.
yes, ma'am. Their number is more. Their number is increasing, and they need the lonely place. And if we are visiting with any area, any forest area, and if we are quiet, then it is okay. But sometimes what happens? Students, they create noise and some other things. Then this chances of sighting is very less. But now when we are going to forest, so definitely we get so many birds, sometimes reptiles, python, and sometimes other species. But in a group, in a large group, if they are not quiet, the chances is very less. This change we have find out, and the challenges we have, of course, water level of Delhi is very less. So,
Yeah.
and the area you have seen, it's a degraded area. We have borewells, 7 borewells in the park, and this park is 692 acre, as you already know.
Yeah.
We have underground pipelines, but again there are ups and downs. As you saw, it's a mining area, so sometimes it is not possible to take those pipelines to each and every area. So we provide water through tankers, and from tanker we put a pipe and we took it to the different areas for watering. But sometimes after a long distance, whenever we connect the pipes, that time what happened, the pressure of water is very low. So our gardeners, what they are doing, they collect the water in jerrycans and put it to each and every plant. Another challenge we are facing, here we have two slum areas around this park, and they are a little bit messy and they are creating problems. But we are still managing, and now we are expert. We know how to handle all these situations. But still, challenges are there, but we are ready for each and every challenge.
Thank you so much, Balvinder ji. And what about the soil composition? Because it was initially a mining land. So
It's a
was it
mild.
very different?
It's a ma'am. It's a Badarpur sand.
Okay. So
Yes.
plantation was not a very difficult, I mean, it must be a challenge then
Yes,
with
ma'am.
that
But
kind
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
of, yeah. All right. Thank you, Balvinder ji. Maybe I'm sure there must be many questions which students must be eagerly waiting to share with. So thank you once again for taking
Thank
us
you.
through this wonderful journey. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I would now like to request the participants to please raise their hands if they have any queries. We'll take up your queries one by one. Yes, Agrani. You can please unmute and speak.
Ma'am, can you please put some more light on the succulent species conservatory?
Succulent species conservatory. Succulents, they are plants that you can find anywhere except at Antarctica. And they are fleshy plants. They store water in their roots, stems, and leaves. They are highly medicinal and they provide fresh air to the environment. So I think we all should plant these succulent plants at our home because they gives maximum fresh air and maximum oxygen.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Yes, Malavika. You can unmute and speak.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, were these animals introduced into the park and where did they come from, ma'am?
We did not introduce any animal. Uh, we had only few species in 2004 when we have started, but after development, after creating their habitat, their number is more. But the species of birds that we already discussed, we had only 20 to 25 species. But after creation of their habitat, their number is increasing. Now summer migratory birds are coming. Now winter migratory birds are coming. Sometimes passage migratory birds are coming to this area and vagrant birds too. This is all because of creation of habitat only. But we are not bringing them. They are just coming by themselves.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Up next, we have Pushkarini. Yes, Pushkarini, you can unmute and speak.
Good morning, ma'am. I wanted to ask if there are any specific measures taken for the safety of the animals there.
Safety of the animals. They cure themselves. So if we will provide them, if we'll do spoon feeding, then what will happen? They will depend on us. But sometimes, yes, if they need, then we provide.
Ma'am, of what kind?
Of what kind? Like first aid type.
Sorry, ma'am.
First aid, like first aid, and
Okay.
sometimes to veterinary experts. We call veterinary experts.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to ask? Yes, Khushi, you can unmute and speak.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, recently it was in news that Aravalli Biodiversity Park was also provided an OECM tag. So, ma'am, how it bring changes after the tag was put on the Aravalli Biodiversity Park?
Pardon? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear
Yes,
us?
Hello. Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Ma'am, Khushi asked a question just now. She's asking how will the OECM tag, which is given to the park, help it?
To help to whom?
Help the park. Like what benefits will the park get?
What benefit the park will get? So I think you should come, you should see, and then you will feel how it is helping to the park. Because now you are aware each and every point of this biodiversity park, and I wish you all will come personally, and then you will come to know how this is helping to the park.
Khushi, that
sure,
answers
ma'am.
your question, right? Okay. Up we have Ria with us. Yes, Ria, you can unmute and speak.
Thanks for giving me chance to speak and good morning everyone. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, it's not my question, but it's just my curiosity speaking that the vultures were getting extinct and disappearing from Delhi, and it was a huge news a few years back. And the main reason was the drugs in the carcasses of the cattles. Because we use so many pesticides and all, and as you highlighted that Aravali works mainly on the cow dung and the organic manure. So, has it helped in the population of vultures? Have you observed some changes in the population?
Population of vultures.
Yes, ma'am, because it was a huge news a few years back. So I was just curious about the
Vultures,
population
the
now.
reason of their depletion is diclofenac. There is one medicine, diclofenac, that people or veterinary doctor they used to give to increase the milk of that cows and buffaloes, and that was causing kidney failure, and animals started on dying, and vultures they used to feed on them, and same problem was transferred to the vultures, and then after kidney failure they started on depleting, but I didn't see any vulture over here. And you are saying that the cow dung, how is it helping? You are saying hello.
Yes, ma'am, because there was yes, ma'am, the diclofenac was the main reason, but also uh, it was because many pesticide cattle are feeding on pesticides as well. So when the vultures feed on that, so biological it
Now
was
we have few vultures. You will find them in south side or in Himachal side. But here we don't have vulture. I didn't see. In Pinjore Garden in Chandigarh near the Panchkula, they are trying to develop to trying to raise their population of the vultures, but of course it affected with that diclofenac, and hopefully in future we will get their number and that will be more, but not pesticides. It is because of that diclofenac only, which is a major reason of their depletion.
okay, ma'am. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Yes, Aditi. We'll be taking just one more question. It will be the last one. Yes, Aditi, you can unmute and speak.
Ma'am, can you repeat the composition of soil before
Hello.
you upgraded?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hanji. Hello, Aditi. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, can you repeat the composition of soil that was before you upgraded the area?
uh, it's a Badarpur sand actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to request Chaitanya Sunil Bharadwaj. Yes, ma'am. Jyoti ma'am wants to speak something. Yes, ma'am, you can unmute.
Um, Thank you, Balwant. It was very nice. I just wanted to ask you if you can throw some light on Prosopis juliflora, because I think that's a major concern in the park. So students, they will be interested in knowing that.
uh, Prosopis juliflora is a weed actually, man. Prior to 1947, Britishers what they did, they cut the local species of Aravalli Biodiversity from Gujarat, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Delhi. And when they found the area looked barren, then they realized their mistake. And after that, they decided that they will plant the same tree that appears like Aravalli Biodiversity species. And they researched out and they found one plant that looks similar to that our Aravallis, which is Prosopis juliflora, but it's a Mexican species and it's a plant of marshy land. And they took it from there and they spread the seeds of that plant aerially to the whole Aravalli. It's a very fast growing species actually. No doubt forest grown very fast. But as we know, it's a plant of marshy land. It depleted the groundwater table and it causes asthma problem. It makes the soil acidic. Upper layer of soil is fertile only. Whatever the fruits and crops, whatever grown, they grown on that upper layer only, which is approximately 12 inches long. And if that 12 inch, if the 1 inch of that fertility we lose, it will take 1 million years for 1 inch to revive. For 12 inch, it will take 12 million years almost. So, which is not possible. Another drawback is that no native faunal species prefer to make nest on that plant. So we have only disadvantages. That's why we call that plant as a devil tree.
My question was how you managed it, how you managed to remove that
We are pruning
tree
that
from the
plant.
area.
When we are pruning that plant, we are pruning that plant, uprooting the saplings and dumping its seed pods and growing the local vegetation around it.
Thank you.
Any other query? Because I have another class.
Thank you, ma'am. I will request Chaitanya Sunil Bharadwaj, the General Secretary of Synapse, to please propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the entire department. Over to you, Chaitanya.
Thank you, Dee. Honorable invited guests, professors, and my dear friends, it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this event. I, Chaitanya Sunil Bharadwaj, General Secretary of Synapse, on behalf of the entire department, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Ms. Balvinder Kaur for gracing this event and enabling us to see the beautiful biodiversity of the Aravalli Hills today. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Vijayalakshmi Nanda ma'am, for providing us this opportunity. I would like to express my gratitude to our union advisors, Dr. Nisha Vashisht ma'am and Dr. Yasha Yadav ma'am, and the event coordinator, Dr. Jyoti Arora ma'am, for their support and guidance. I would like to extend my thanks to the president, vice president, the event managers, and all the other union members of Synapse for successfully organizing this event. Thanks for giving your time and cooperation, even in the online mode. Last but not the least, I would like to extend my gratitude to the audience for their active participation throughout the event.
Thank you, Chaitanya. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.
Shall I leave, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.